Alright guys, so welcome back to Gamer Today. Today we're going to be talking about the event, guys. If you haven't been to Loot Lake, you have to. The countdown is on, guys. The event is about to begin. If you guys are wondering what time it will actually be at, it's 2 PM Central Standard Time. Now guys, if you don't know what time that is in your region, look it up, or you can basically do the math. If you go to Loot Lake, you can actually see a timer from the sky. Now guys, you can only see this in the main game of Fortnite though. You won't be able to see this in Playgrounds, so make sure that you're playing the regular game. But what is the countdown for, you ask? Well, there's a lot of things going on. There's actually a very large event coming our way. We actually might have more than one event. I tell you this because the Volcano in the Cube event might be one whole event, which I'm predicting it to be one single event. But we've also got the Unvaulting event, guys, and that's the big deal as well. But before we go into detail about what all that means, let's talk about something, guys. A lot of people are wondering when Season 9 of Fortnite will launch. A lot of people think they have it predicted. I'm a little weary, though. The overtime challenges, while they're only lasting for about 4 days, 5 days max, really, I'm kind of curious, will this mean for a delay of Fortnite Season 9? We do know during Season 7 there was a bit of a delay between Season 7 into Season 8. A lot of people were very disappointed, and honestly, I'm still disappointed. I don't think Season 8 was worth the wait. Honestly, it's one of my least favorite seasons of Fortnite yet. It's just a theory, guys, but who knows if we'll actually get some sort of a delay between Season 8 and Season 9. It could be possible. But anyways, guys, let's take a look at some facts that we've got at Loot Lake, that little building next to it. If you go in there, you can actually see something basically confirming what the leak has already told us about an event called the Unvaulting. Now, guys, you can verify all this yourself at Loot Lake. You can see the drum gun, the grappler, the plane, the sword, and the TAC SMG. You can also see the bouncer or the launch pad. So you guys can see everything that the leak has mentioned, -1. I don't know how they missed the bouncer. All the leakers keep forgetting to mention the damn bouncer. But anyways, guys, yes, the bouncers might be a possibility as well. We get to vote what we want back into the game. Hence the Unvaulting, basically event. I guess you can call it an event. We're all going to get the chance to vote on what we want back in the game. Now, guys, this is a big deal because we've never been asked directly through Fortnite what we actually want in the game. So this is our first chance to actually commemorate some sort of a vote. And who knows, maybe in the future there will be a better voting system in the future without the events. We don't know yet. But what we do know, guys, is there's also a Volcano event coming as well as Kevin the Cube. I want to tell you about everything we know so far, but have you guys been to the Volcano recently? If you open any chest at the Volcano, something very interesting happens. Watch this video. The more of these chests you open, the bigger the burst gets. Watch this. You see what I'm saying? It gets massive. Now, we didn't get all the chests yet, but as you can watch as I go along through this, more and more chests we open, the bigger and bigger that gets. And it's just kind of insane. It gets taller and taller and taller. So there's something very active at the Volcano going on. And obviously, this was all done about 2 days ago when the rune was over the Volcano. So that's pretty darn cool. We already see something activity-wise going on. So if you haven't been to the Volcano yet, before it actually erupts, guys, check it out. Make sure you guys get your chance to at least see this, or just watch the video and enjoy it. But anyways, every time you open a chest, you can see that explosion gets big, and if you're up to the very top, you can see how high it really goes. It's pretty crazy. Now, what happens if you throw TNT down it? Does it explode like some of these crazy YouTubers tell you? No, of course not, you friggin' fools. Now, guys, there's a ton of things about the Cube and the Volcano event I have not yet mentioned. There's a ton of things that I noticed that not even the leakers know, and that's something very special right there. So if you guys want to see everything that you're going to be able to expect in the new update, and also with Season 9 going into Season 9, I should say, not the entire Season 9. I'm not a friggin' genie, guys, but I can tell you everything that's going to happen in this event. So if you guys are really excited and you really want to sneak peek and want to make yourself look smart to your friends, come see this video. I'm going to let you watch the entire thing in order from how... Alright guys, so welcome back to Gamer Today. Today we're going to be talking about something I think nobody's talking about, and that is Kevin the Cube really as evil as we thought he was. If we take a look back in Season 5 and 6 of Fortnite, we all had the idea that Kevin was this evil cube, looking to destroy the map of Fortnite. But perhaps he wasn't even trying to destroy the map of Fortnite, perhaps he was just trying to find his way home. Did Kevin the Cube come to the world of Fortnite on purpose, on some sort of mission, or was he dropped off there by accident? And what was that vision that we all saw? What was that? Was that a totally different dimension? Was that our own mind? Or perhaps that was the mind of Kevin the Cube? Was he trying to communicate something to us that we just don't know? Perhaps an impending disaster coming our way? Today on the Gamer Today show, we try to answer these questions, and we also want to solve Fortnite's biggest mysteries, Kevin the Cube. What was his reason for being here? We also have some information about the impending disaster coming our way to Fortnite Season 8. We're going to be talking about all this, guys, in this video, so hopefully you guys stay tuned. First off, to answer these questions, we need to go back in time to Fortnite Season 5. That was the introduction of Kevin the Cube. Upon the introduction of Kevin the Cube, before he actually showed his face, we saw tons of weird storms and a lot of weird interaction. He then came down from a portal or rift in the sky and was transported through some mystical or alien-like lightning technology. He came down and was kind of a threat because of his size. He was massive at the time and it just was something frightening to have in the game. He was moving and he didn't talk. Kevin didn't talk to us, or did he? That's the thing we're going to find out though. He kind of did give us a message. At the end of the day, if we fast forward in time to Fortnite Season 6, specifically the end of Season 6 where we had our event, it was very, very strange. We were basically transported through some technology of some sort. Kevin began to spin super fast and fast and fast, all the way up in the sky in some sort of a tornado. As he spins like a top, finally we get transported into another world or possibly another dimension. We're not totally sure. Perhaps it was all in our own minds. But then yet again, we saw people. We really don't know what to think of this, but we see angelic figures or we see some sort of mystical orbs, which appear to be gentle and don't threaten the players at all. They just kind of float there and watch, until eventually we finally get our first contact. And this is kind of a really interesting theory. I mean, we're seeing all these different cables and all these different things. What's going on? We don't know. It almost looks like the inside of a brain, or perhaps a network of some sort. And it kind of looks like we're all connected. And that's kind of the key aspect of this. And then we kind of meet this angelic, maybe godlike figure. And once we meet this godlike figure, it transforms itself into something that we can recognize. This ominous being transforms itself into something we can all recognize and is gentle. And that's kind of interesting. You can see the transformation happening from a big ominous ball into this small little tiny, basically flying object. And it turns into something even more recognizable as we get closer to it, almost like a bird, until it finally transforms itself into a butterfly. And this is kind of a weird concept. And this is interesting because a lot of places around the world think of birds and butterflies as tranquil spirits, basically things that are calming, relaxing, and to be treated with high respect. So why is it that Kevin the Cube transported us to this world? If he was really trying to hurt us, why wouldn't he have done it? Instead, he gave us a peace offering. That's what I truly believe. Now, when we come back down after we get out of this trance spirit, we basically made our first contact, we get treated with a display of a rainbow over Loot Lake, where the whole event actually just happened. But now there's something strange there. These rocks that are basically extraterrestrial, or some sort of, high-tech rock that doesn't exist anywhere else in the game. And that's kind of strange. Mystical stones, if you will. And these mystical stones will disappear over time. As we know, Loot Lake is now no longer carrying these stones. Why? This is a very interesting concept. Where do these stones go? And if we fast forward to present day Loot Lake, we can see that there's this chamber section that the government supposedly had dug up. And we see this because there's tractors, there's all these trucks, and it seems to be that they've dug this up. But why would they dig this up, and how did they even find out about it? Was Kevin the Cube trying to hide himself? Or perhaps, just like many think, he's locked in this chamber, but by choice, or was it done by someone else? And if so, why? And things only start to get more interesting from here, because when we look at the display at Tilted Towers, we see meteoroids coming basically at Tilted Towers. Perhaps it's just a symbolism for the entire map of Fortnite. We do see the volcano in the background as well, two sites that are very landmark to the game of Fortnite and the map that we currently have. We also see a spaceship or some sort of shuttle, which looks like it's going down towards Fortnite, but perhaps it's a rescue shuttle. I'm not sure. It could be a large missile. I don't think so though. But we also see one more thing. We see Kevin the Cube in the background, but why? Kevin the Cube looks very large. I mean, Kevin the Cube was always large, but larger than a volcano? That doesn't make any sense. So when the volcano and Tilted Towers are both the same scale, why is it that Kevin is so much larger than both of them? Is there a particular reason for this? Perhaps Kevin the Cube is going to be reincarnated but even larger than before, or perhaps Kevin the Cube will be, basically released from this chamber and become big through these lasers, which will make him supersized, bigger than he's ever been before. He might destroy the entire map, or he might be rescuing us. We really don't know. But why would the government dig him up after all this time? Did they not want him hiding there? But why would he hide himself in this chamber? Or is it some sort of spaceship, some sort of spacecraft? Perhaps there's a huge thing that's supposed to take us off the map of Fortnite. We really don't know, guys. But what I am saying is, there's some questionable things here going on. We don't see Kevin the Cube really doing anything wrong, yet again, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, yet again. But we did see that he gave us some sort of an experience that was tranquil and peaceful. But if Kevin the Cube is so evil, why would he do this? Perhaps he's trying to give the message to us that we all need to work together. Perhaps all of the Fortnite's fighting and battling, maybe that's the problem, and he knows there's an impending disaster coming. Perhaps the government is trying to unlock him so that he might assist in this. Perhaps they have some sort of plan. With an impending disaster on the way, there must be some clues, there must be some hints. And for this, we need to look up to the sky, guys. There's some stuff going on with these clouds that I cannot explain. If you see the clouds, if you stare at them long enough and watch the whole cycle of the day to night, you'll notice that the clouds actually portray images images and symbols. I don't know what any of them mean. However, you can clearly see they're not just clouds, and I compared this footage across stuff from Season 8 beginning, and it's totally different from what's going on right now. Is it a coincidence? Perhaps it's something they're trying to tell us. Regardless of what you think of the clouds, you must admit there's something strange going on there. Whether it's a clue or a hint, I don't know. But what I do know is, guys, there's a lot of weird things happening up in the sky. There's more than just the day stuff. We've got stuff in day and night that's quite weird, and honestly, I don't know how to explain any of it. And if we look to the sky at night, we can see tons of stars. And when I say that's tons, I mean the whole sky is littered with stars. Normally, this isn't a big problem because, you know, there's always been stars in Fortnite, right? Perhaps they aren't stars at all. And I say this because Season 6, Season 5, I compared footage to basically Season 8 now, and there's so many more stars now than there's ever been before. Why are there so many more stars? Is it just a design choice of the game? Or perhaps it's an imagery? Maybe those aren't stars at all. Could those be those energy orbs that we met during Season 6? It's possible. Maybe they're watching everything we do all this time. Perhaps Fortnite's Battle Royale is just basically, you know, a story for them. Maybe that's their way of judging us. I don't know. Could it be the judgment day of Fortnite? Maybe the map will change after all. But I've got one more telltale fact that's kind of weird. You guys might have noticed these islands around the actual island of Fortnite and around Spawn Island. It's kind of strange, guys. It appears to be an older map of Fortnite stretched across basically the land. It's kind of weird. And now I think it's Season 5's map, but it's a little difficult to tell. Loot Lake seems to be about that, but it's really difficult because the image is so stretched. But we can clearly see Tilted Towers, Pleasant Park, the gas station next to Pleasant Park. We can see all these different areas. Everything is portrayed on these islands. But why? And then we also see these little orb things that are glowing that we don't know what they are, but they're all in these different spots in all these different cities. Is this a sign that these orbs are coming back down to the game of Fortnite? Is this some big event about to happen? Or are those meteorites that have hit and those are the landing spots that they're going to hit in? I really don't know, guys, but that brings up a really interesting point. So to answer the question, is Kevin the Cube really evil? Honestly, I don't know, but I don't think he really is. We've gotten so much good from him and pretty much no bad. A lot of bad just seems to come with him, but not from him, and that's kind of a weird thing. It seems like he's on some sort of a mission, some sort of a journey. We know he's got technology or some sort of being that is beyond the technology of Fortnite's world. It could very well be possible that Kevin the Cube is here to save us from something or teach us another lesson that we need to know. But that's everything I know so far, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think is going on. I'd love to hear your theories. Let me know in the comment section down below. Is Kevin the Cube evil? And what is going to happen for Season 8's event? I'm so curious, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. Till next time, guys, it's been Gamer Today. Alright guys, so welcome back to Gamer Today. Today we're going to be talking about everything we know about Season 9. Now guys, there's been a ton of leaks that have come out, and I want to talk about some of these leaks because there's a lot of YouTubers out there making some bogus claims. And not just bogus claims, but ill-informed videos that just kind of mislead you. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys what I do know and what we can connect the dots on because all my predictions have been correct. And I've told you it was going to be. I know it was going to be because I've had supported fact proof. I didn't have to go into code and leak into the game to find out these things. All of these things I figured out by myself by looking at the game itself and finding hints that were left by the developers inside the game. Obviously, something like the cardboard marquee speaks louder than some of these leak videos. And what am I talking about? The one at Tilted Towers. Obviously, that really spoke hard to me. But I did notice something else, and this, guys, is funny to me. Outside the map, guys, outside the map. Let's talk about outside of the world of Fortnite. Right outside the map on the outskirts, where you can see, I actually predicted where these meteors are going to land. And they're 100% accurate to the map that we're seeing from the leakers. So that leads me to believe every single light that I predicted is going to hit with a meteor, and that seems to be proven by what we've seen from the leakers. Now again guys, leaked footage is leaked footage. What that means is it's not 100% accurate to what it will be in the game. When developers leave over code and stuff in different updates, it's not necessarily what's going to be 100% represented. Obviously they put these as placeholders to make the next update smaller, and sometimes it's to test features for the new update, but not necessarily the exact thing you're going to see in the game, and we know this from time after time. Me myself being a bit of a retired game programmer, I will say this is a very common practice. You know, putting different assets and things in a smaller update package is easier so that way when the big package comes out, you have less to transfer over. Therefore, the game will install faster, and also it's a way to bug test and beta test ideas within the game engine, you know, it's just what it is. It's pretty common sense stuff, guys. With that said, guys, you should never look at leaked footage and then basically assume that's exactly how it's going to look, because more than likely, it won't look anything like that. It might be a slight representation of what you're going to see, but it's obviously not got the bells and whistles and the pretty stuff stuff that you're expecting to see in Fortnite or the game itself. It's just not how it is. These are things for the programmers. They're not made for us to see it, so obviously it's probably not going to look representation of what you're really going to get. That's just it. It's not like the Fortnite skins, for instance, guys. Those are probably going to be what you're going to get, but when it comes to the events of a game, these events are really big, and obviously Fortnite probably hasn't even finished the event yet. They're probably just finishing it up right now. So any code that we see in 8.50 is not going to be the finished product. Not even close. And what we can see from the Volcano is not 100% accurate to what it's going to look like when it explodes. We do know it's going to erupt though. That was given to me. That was obvious. I think it should have been obvious to all of you guys. But if you've seen all my videos, you know how Kevin the Cube and the Volcano relate. I did make a separate video about that, guys, so you can understand the concept of this event itself. But we did find out a little bit more about the Cube event. We did find out that they're basically calling it the Nexus, the place that we went to, the white world that we went to back in the day. They're now calling that the Nexus. Now that's based on a file that was leaked inside the game itself in 8.50, so they basically titled it a name now. That place is called the Nexus, and that makes total sense because obviously it did look like a Nexus. You know, it makes plenty of sense, but I'm not going to go into that. It's crucial to remember, guys, what we're seeing is basically the final product of these things, or stages of the event itself, but not necessarily the full event. What I mean is we're seeing a bit of the cube action at the vault, but we're also seeing it in a very broken down way with almost nothing represented. We're not even seeing the background, we're not seeing Loot Lake, we're kind of just getting the flushed, version of it. The version that the developers are using to make the event look right. But again, this is nowhere near what it's going to look like, although the idea is probably about the same. But we already knew this, guys, and if you've been watching my videos about this event, you already know that this was going to happen anyways, based on those lasers with the runes, and all that. We already understood this. If you've watched the videos, trust me, guys, you already get this. But for those of you who haven't, I definitely recommend you watch my videos on that, because it'll explain everything that's in between all this. I'm not covering all that in this video, but what I will tell you guys is the volcano itself is going to erupt, okay? Some people are saying a big meteor is going to come down from the volcano and stuff like that. That's not even close to what's going to happen. The meteors are coming from the sky. The volcano is not going to have any meteor pop out of it or any big rock and explode and all that stuff. That's not happening. Doesn't even make sense. You all know what, the volcano looks like inside. You all know what is possible. It's not going to happen. There's no big rock there. There's nothing that would make any sense to that. There's going to be a meteor that's going to hit. There's going to be more than one meteor. And guys, we know this because we've already seen the marquee stand, the cardboard marquee, and there's definitely 3 meteors on that thing. So we kind of have a basic idea. One thing no one's mentioning is that space shuttle or that rocket that we're talking about. That's probably going to have the next season's villain or the next season's good guy to happen to the world. That's kind of the thing, guys. We're going to have someone totally new coming in on that shuttle. I bet you. Now, there's nothing to support this theory other than the fact that there was a leaked skin, basically with a space twist to it. That's all I'm going to say for now. But I'm not going to show that in this particular video, but that's basically what's been leaked, and that's what I think is going to be in that shuttle. My opinion of Fortnite Season 9 is it will probably be more focused on space, with the asteroids or meteors, whatever you want to call them, coming down and hitting the obvious world of Fortnite. We're going to have a bigger focus on space regardless. But with that space shuttle and that leaked skin I was telling you guys about, I'm a little bit more convinced that that's more so the case. But I could be wrong. That's something I'm basically opinionated on, and that's something I can't prove within the game necessarily, other than the fact that there's going to definitely be meteors. And we've, again, proven that the meteors are going to hit multiple places across Fortnite, and it's all on the outside of the map, guys. You can do this yourself and look with replay features and find these things for yourself. Even if you don't use replay and you use a sniper rifle in the game, you could see all this for yourself and match it up to the leaked footage that we've got. It all matches up 100%. That means this is correct. 100%. It's too convenient for it not to be. And that's given proof right there, and that's confirmed stuff right there. The bigger question everyone should be asking is what's going to happen with Kevin the Cube? Is Kevin the Cube actually going home finally? It kind of makes me think he might be. Or is he hiding again? Or was he never really hiding at all? It's kind of a weird gimmick right there. We really don't know. But there's a possibility he is going home, or he will do some sort of destruction and or protect the world of Fortnite to the best of his abilities. We really don't know, guys. I definitely recommend you guys get your own context from the videos I've already made so you can get this conversation together. I know I'm talking weird. I get it. I got it. But anyways, what I'm saying is, guys, if you watch the other videos and you kind of piece together with these leaks, I think you guys will have a way better understanding of what's going on in this game, especially better than these freaking Fortnite YouTubers that make these bullshit videos. And I'm saying bullshit with a capital bull. They're just making videos that are just random. This leaked. This is leaked. Oh, this is leaked. Okay, great, it's leaked, but give us some goddamn context for it. You don't give us any context and you just ramble on about something and you don't really have an idea what you're talking about. And that's what irritates me about Fortnite YouTubers. They make content before they think about the content. I don't make videos until I think about them. That's just how it is. I want to make a video once I've actually thought about the whole thing. If I'm going to make a leaked video or if I'm going to make a what's going to happen video, I want to have an idea myself what's going to happen. I don't just want to make the goddamn video video and get a couple views, I really don't care about that. The video will blow up if it's going to blow up. If not, someone out there will at least get some enjoyment out of it, and that's good enough for me. But I don't know, these guys want to make money all day. I like making money too, don't get me wrong, I make money on here, but I want to make money in the right way, not the wrong way. And that's the difference between my channel and most other Fortnite channels out there. But what I will tell you guys is the medias and everything else going on and the damage that we've seen from the medias is very apparent. We know that there's going to be a lot of destruction and we're going to see a totally different Fortnite map, at least not the map that we expected. And I think it's apparent that a lot of the places in Fortnite are going to change, especially Tilted Towers and Retail Row. These are places that people always go, and I think Pleasant Park might be on that list as well. But these are areas that a lot of people go, and it needs to change up a little bit, because Fortnite knows that almost everyone goes to these 3 areas, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I mean, for the developer's standpoint, because it breaks their game and their logic. And now, for us, it might make total sense, but to them it does not. And that's kind of why the element of the story is going into this whole, basically changing the map, which it will, because they need to fix Tilted Towers, because everyone goes there, and it's kind of annoying. Obviously, it's been a little bit fixed, because players are starting to diverse a little bit more, and honestly, I see people going to the outskirts even more so now than Tilted Towers, but, in general, Tilted Towers has always been a game-breaking element, and so is Retail Row, because every game I play, everyone wants to go to Retail Row, and I'm kind of glad it's getting somewhat destroyed, because it would be nice to have a new place to see. And again, I know it's like, I'm calling for the destruction of Fortnite's map, and I kind of am. I'd like to see something new now and again. That's what makes Fortnite so great. Constant changes, constant things to talk about, constant buzz, that's what I like. Recently, it's been no buzz. No buzz. I know I'm saying that weird, but no buzz. And what I say about no buzz is, it's boring. I have nothing to make a video about if there's nothing new coming out. I have nothing to make a video about if there's nothing to talk about. Right now, this is the biggest thing to talk about. Fortnite Season 9. Fortnite Season 8 was a huge disgrace in my opinion. I thought it was one of the worst seasons they've ever done. It was very boring, and honestly, I've been bored to death with it. There wasn't a lot of videos to make this season because there wasn't a lot of good content out there for it. I mean, yeah, I could have covered some more challenges. Sure, we could have talked about some more things, but Fortnite Season 8 was boring. And overall, it was just boring. It was cool at first, but then the ballers came in. And you guys already know what I think about the ballers. They suck, obviously. And that was a big change to the game in taking out planes, which a lot of professional, I guess, YouTuber slash Fortnite players slash streamers and all that bull, they like the idea of the planes being gone. But they also agree with me that the ballers suck. And I will totally agree with that. The ballers are horrible. I think the planes were a lot less distractive to the game than the ballers were. The planes were actually fun and a good way to get out of the storm, and I thought it was a great element to the game. Do they need to bring it back? Not necessarily, but I think if they're not going to bring it back, take out those stupid red things, the red buildings, whatever they're called. Yeah, I made a video on what they're called. You guys know what the heck they are. But anyways, those little cap things, take them out of the game. They're kind of annoying if you're not going to have something there that I need to go see. And that, in my opinion at least, maybe change it up, make it something more interesting. That would be great. And I think a lot of players can get on board with that, or make another vehicle that is interesting up there. But not the balls. The balls need to be vaulted or put in creative mode and stay in creative mode. They're cool for creative mode, but they're sure as heck not cool for the main game. So the leakers are basically talking about this event called the NEXUS, guys, and I want to get into this eventually because I know I've been rambling, but the NEXUS is an event that's going to probably happen. We don't know if it's going to be called the NEXUS event. I doubt it will be called that, but there's a possibility because of the coding, but not necessarily. It could just be slang for the programmers to recognize what it is they're talking about, and that happens all the time. I mean, just like Avengers X might have been just slang for the code programmers, and they used that for a while until they released the actual name of it, called the Endgame, just to throw all the YouTubers off for a little bit so they can actually have fresh videos on the day of. More than likely, that's what they're doing, because YouTube and Fortnite kind of go hand in hand, and Fortnite likes to screw with the YouTubers quite a bit. Let's be honest, we've seen it time and time again. So that's more than likely what happened there. But this NEXUS event, guys, when we actually do have the event, I'm kind of curious what they're going to call it for one, but I'm also curious about, are they going to let us actually choose or vote what we want back into the game? Because that's what the leakers are claiming, and it does make sense and it does add up. Now, could it just be a visual representation of guns that used to be in the game, or features that used to be in the game that we are just like reminiscing on? Possibly. Could it be absolutely nothing to do with the event? Yes, but more than likely it might be some sort of voting event, or it could, like I said, just be some sort of event where we see what we went through with different seasons, different iterations, different big changes to the game. But I think it's going to be more so likely a voting system towards what we want back in the game. If this is the case, guys, I know what you guys are going to vote for. Don't vote for the Infinity Blade. Don't vote for the Infinity Blade. It sucks, guys. I don't like it. Just take it out of the game. I know you guys love it. My videos did well on it, but I hate their sword. I just don't think it's that great. For, creative mode, maybe it's fine. I don't know. I wouldn't really use it even there. But people like it. I'm glad it's in, creative mode for people to use. But as for in the main game, don't put it in there. It was garbage. It almost ruined the entire game. Don't do it again. So don't vote for that. But as for the plane, I think that's probably the best change. The drum gun is too overpowered, honestly. It's too accurate. I don't think it's a good gun for the game. I wouldn't recommend that back in the game anytime soon. It's great for creative again, but not good for the main game. The jump pads or the bouncers, probably even better of an idea. If you don't like planes, vote for the bouncers. If this is the case, guys, we really don't know. But I definitely don't recommend you vote for the goddamn Infinity Blade. That's all I'm saying. If this is true. But altogether, guys, what I'm telling you is if you want to know what's really going on with this event or how it all leads up to what we've seen in these videos from all these dumb leakers and all that garbage that we've seen, right? You got to see my videos on this. I promise you it's going to make a lot more sense if you watch all 3 videos I made on this topic. You will totally understand. You know, with Kevin the Cube being evil, is he really evil or not? And then obviously the Volcano, and we've got the other Kevin the Cube, what actually happened video, which all together comes together in one big package to let you guys understand. And I did release another video yesterday to kind of summarize everything so you guys can totally understand it from front to back and watch the videos in the correct order so you understand what's going on. But anyways, guys, what do you think is going on in Fortnite Season 9? What do you think is going on at the end of Fortnite Season 8? I'm curious in the comment section down below. I really want you guys to have an opinionated response, so if it sounds like you're being ignorant, don't worry, I don't really care. The more comments, the better in the video. It always helps the channel anyway. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you do like the videos. That way I can keep making these for you. Otherwise, I'll probably just fade off into the distance. No, not really. I really just don't care. I just want to get some interaction. I like seeing the comments. It makes me interested. But hopefully you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You got the idea. Till next time, guys, it's been Gamer Today.